Hello YouTube, the Eye of Stone here, and this is Into the Maw of Chaos, played on the hard difficulty setting, the Dark Project Thief Gold, and I had to dive for cover quickly so that these two denizens of the Maw of Chaos can go about their merry way to spread havoc on the surface of the earth. We're gonna see what, if anything, we can eventually do about that, but before that, we have to descend into a level that I must say I had not been expecting the first time I played this game. I had almost, over the course of 11 missions, begun to get used to being surprised by this game in ways that I really wasn't expecting, and yet an element of that surprise always ended up being how this game would take bits and pieces of experience which were familiar to me in and of themselves, but the combination was always so baffling. This level in particular, to maybe flush out this point I'm making just a bit, this level in particular kind of reminds me of, a lot of things. This level reminds me of Star Trek, the original series, any number of planets they beam down to below the surface of. It looks like a set from TOS. There's this bad 80s fantasy movie called Gore, where they're going through tunnels underground. This reminds me of that, because it's just this, in some sense, just this linear diagonal down, and it's a fantasy type situation. I had, is this like a vein of gold or a vein of moonstone that has been carved into stairs? For a kid raised on everything from Star Wars, Star Trek, to the bad knockoffs, to Ray Harryhausen and all that, playing this level for the first time in 2000 CE, BCE, haha. Remember, there had been no Netflix, there was no YouTube, there really was not any internet as you think of it now. AOL was high tech, and having an email address made you tech savvy. That was the internet back when this came out. And Quake and even Doom were not, classic Doom were not so far in the past either. Admittedly, there had been a generation of clones that attempted to make the gameplay more complicated than just point and shoot. But none of them had really, the ideas had been there, but none of them had really quite succeeded. Not any of them were really trying to do what Thief ended up doing. But none of them were trying to. They were trying to be action games. And there was just so much about this that was literally without precedent. And, the first time I played Lord Bafford's Manor, it really surprised me. The first time I played Into the Maw of Chaos, it really surprised me. A minute ago I said I had almost gotten used to being surprised. I didn't say I'd gotten used to it. I said I had almost gotten used to it, and then it surprised me again. Alright, so the spacing here is kind of annoying, but we're gonna have to start. As soon as this guy gets past us, we're gonna have to start heading on our merry way. Might have taken a pass on some gas arrows. I don't think I'm gonna lose the whole mission just because I go back up here to collect a few of these. We need to keep at least one of them, but these will be handy. Worth stopping for. I also didn't quite know what to make of these tunnels at first. I remember that. I mean, this sure is a lot of purple. I mean, brilliantly so, but it's like, what thought process produced something as wondrous and abstract and yet so familiar? The Maw of Chaos really sort of does succeed in being like a, some caverns you had to move through in a dream or something. The level really does succeed in that regard. Is it a great thief level? I don't know that that's really the point. And I guess that surprises me about this level too, that this is not sabotage at Soulforge. This is thankfully not sneak past Gamal and her statues 5 times. Yes, you are sneaking past these woodsy dudes while they're going up to the portal, and it makes sense because the trickster was invading. It makes sense, but that's not really... It's environmental annoyance. Thief the Dark Project, Thief Gold, I think it's... The Thief Gold levels really sort of do rebalance the game so that you get more quality time in stealing from the living. Now, my opinions about how the Thief Gold levels were actually put together and how it all ends up actually working out is well known. But the notion that perhaps this game, it's Thief, and you get Lord Bafford's Manor, you get Crag's Cleft Prison, you get the sword, but there were already moments like the Bone Horde and moments like Constantine's Manor where this whole idea that you're just a thief who steals from the living to make money. This game always had kind of a bigger idea and a bigger story to tell in a world that was far more interesting and beautiful and mysterious and dangerous and rewarding to be in. So I think, a lot of fans have speculated over the years about why you spend so little time in the first game actually just being a thief in the sense of a D&D rogue, who just pockets gold from the living and doesn't have time for all these bizarre metaphysical states that Garrett finds himself getting drawn into. But I think the writers and the level designers of the story writers and the level designers of Thief always were looking to take this idea and make it bigger, make it more profound, just increase what's on offer here. So yes, the game is Thief, and yes, you are a thief, and so you're a damn good thief, but that's not all you do. It's not Doom. You're not just a space marine who just goes around and kills demons and then does it again and again and again, the end. There's more on offer here. Shit. I do hate these things. Well, It's not anything we can't recover from. Okay. Could have probably just run past them, honestly, but...
Let's not try that again.
Yes, let's not. Say we didn't. Alright. Ooh! Well, that came much closer than I would have liked. Gee, the most merciful thing would probably be to just die. Well, shit just got real. That was certainly more of a pounding than I was intending to take. But the show must go on. Ooh, let's see here. I guess we'll get there eventually. If you're curious about this, I did a video about it. And other people have done videos about this too. One guy was actually even able to hop through this thing and then get back out again without modification to the level, exploiting a bug in the unpatched version of the game, by the way. But I got down, I managed to get down there and survive and explore a little bit. I couldn't figure out how to get back out, but there's a guy who, it's a long story what he did and how, but there are some people who've done some truly amazing things with this game. Things that, you know, I couldn't even dream of ever reproducing. I may have done a few. There's maybe 3 to 5 things I have done in Thief that probably no one else will ever bother to do. That doesn't make what I've done insanely awesome. Maybe just a little bit awesome, but oh, that was not good. That's not what I wanted. Shit. That's what I get for talking about myself. Fuck. Damn it. That matters because there was healing up there that I have now missed. Shit. Well, I don't call it hard for nothing. See, now this is going to become relevant later on. You want to go with the flow, get as much air as you can, duck under at the absolute last moment. You come up here. You want to be ready on the left side. Because if you don't, you're going to be losing health, which I cannot afford to lose right now. Left side. It pushes you to the right. You go here to the left. You breathe. You don't fall, because falling is death also. You've got enough air to make your bid to survive. There was some idea that this is a final level, so they were going to throw a few novel challenges at you. Shoot. I don't know. Good enough. Okay. Now, there is healing to be had here, but I'm going to have to get to it without screwing up and taking damage in any combat. That's big. Yes, it is. Let's celebrate with a knockout. Knockouts for all. Oh. Let's see. You can sort of do it even in this highly patched version. But it used to be that if you would jump rhythmically, you could increase Garrett's speed practically ad infinitum. And some people did some very impressive stunts with that. I've seen the footage, and I know none of it was faked. Trust me. Back when games used to really be glitchy. Games aren't glitchy the way they used to be. The glitches you get now just result in crashes and hung geometry and textures. Glitches used to be highly exploitable. Most of those arrows are recoverable, so it's not such a problem that I'm missing. And I think he's actually going to live to see. Need to get more accurate fire on these guys. That's not the way to do it, though. All that geometry in there is making it difficult for me to guesstimate where I need to. Alright, I'm not drawing the string back enough. They designed it this way. Specifically designed to be difficult. Okay. Almost. You know what they say about curiosity? It killed the spider. Okay. Now let's go and recover half my arrows. Nope, there's nothing there. Okay. I was gonna say, so some of these patches aren't perfect either. Well, I'm not as banged up as I was. Let's see. The Brian Eno staircase. Okay, this also can be somewhat hazardous if done foolishly. I don't know about this texturing in here. That's not quite right. If you're curious about what my idea is about what the right texture would be, watch my original Let's Play of this game. Heave. Okay. Whew. Another spider-infested lair. We're not getting into it with these guys. Sometimes it's okay to run. Except you want to run away from the spiders, not directly into them. They will not chase us across this bridge. Okay. I could launch a fire arrow right in their faces, but that would be petty. Now. Just sort of gotta remember your keeper training. Remember the beginning of the game. Remember when Keeper Artemis gave you that ring, that keeper ring. He found it in a Cracker Jack box. The stealth is within you, Lone Garrett. Frontal knockouts are dangerous. As Paul Harrell says, don't try this at home. I'm what you call a professional. Especially don't try this at home. No trip to the Maw of Chaos would be complete without a little 8 beasts smelting. I really thought these dudes were rats. That tail is just too lemurish. They're not apes. They're monkeys. They're like lemurs or tamarisks. They're not like the great ape beasts of the second game. Now those okay. But, you know, there was such confusion among the fans about what these things were in the first game. In the third game, the devs acknowledged that by writing giant rats in. Some people said ape beasts, other people said rat beasts. We found out eventually that ape beasts is what's canonically correct. I was in the rat beast camp. I was a heretic. I thought they looked like rats. They sounded more like rats than monkeys to me, too. Okay. Always wondered what that ledge is there for. Because you notice it's textured like the path here is. I mean, there's no reason why that needs to be there. Maybe they thought that part right there would look a little too blocky if they didn't cut it out a little bit, but I don't know. I wonder if that's not like a stub from some other design they might have had for this room. You never know. You know, there isn't a story behind every little curiosity like that in this game, but there's a story behind most of them. This is just, and down, 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 down. A lot of cinnabar down here. It's radioactive. Okay. Fortunately, we are well equipped for this. Not even really necessary at this difficulty level, but for old time's sake, we're going to do the puzzle. Okay, now. Oops. There we go. That mantis beast will be the last. It's music to my ears. That was necessary, by the way. For those of you who might be wondering, that was absolutely necessary. Okay. It's almost an anticlimax, frankly. Uh-oh. Do you want to get us in trouble? Ooh, I guess I do. Jesus. Okay.
Vine growing twine, green and curl, chokes and vines, leaves unfurl, thornsy spine, tumble wall, wreathed in vine, cover on, leaves mine, call the vine, call the green, brings thee forth, world be seen.
Now, all we need to do is manage to not get caught while he's gonna do his thing. There should be some time for me to make verbose color commentary while he summons the colors.
Storm black and blow, swirly gust, rain winds flow, pushing dust, storm clouds grow, doxy clouds, lightning throw, misty shrouds, freezy snow. Call the storm, call the gray, brings thee forth world's old way.
Sure is a red shade of gray.
Flame burning heat, fences charred, lazy sheet, black and tar, man flesh meat, melting gears, dance and leap, man fool's fear come to reap. Call the fire, call the red, brings thee forth, past not dead.
You can get up there onto those ledges and watch him from above, but you gotta sneak past him. It's risky. It's not hard, but there's no real reason to do it. Aesthetically, it might be a more pleasing climax.
Fall, river flood, rain and squall, churning mud, dam break all, sea waves wash, swampy squall, sewer slosh, drain pipe stall. Call the wave, call the blue, brings thee forth world anew.
His colors are completely shot. The colors that are coming on those pedestals have nothing to do with what he's saying. I mean, that is a pretty blue kind of black. That's just not right. I didn't do it.
Grind and quake, shatter tile, column shake, brink a pile, chip and flake, darky soil, windows break, earthy toil, wall unmake. Call earth, call the brown, brings thee back world thrown down.
It's gonna get like the end of Star Trek 2 in here in a minute. That central pedestal is gonna be the big Krell furnace.
Night smother light, black brick lamp done with bright, dew and damp, smother tight, dark and hide, fools thee sight, stay inside, fear the night, call the dark, call the black, brings thee forth, I call it back.
Well, hopefully you will have swapped them out by this point.
Open for me, open to me, open my way. Open the path! Open for me! Open! Garrett! This is you! Lives you still?
Well, that was fortunate. If he catches you, that room slowly kills you, whether or not you start taking damage from him. I'm glad the mission ended before I had a chance to die. Well, this concludes our Let's Replay of Thief the Dark project on hard. I hope everybody has enjoyed it. A brief announcement before I conclude this video. The next two projects at hand are going to be one, I am hoping to duplicate this procedure with Thief the Metal Age. I want to go through and make sure I play all those levels on the hard difficulty setting. For completely arbitrary reasons, I see no merit in repeating this procedure for Thief Deadly Shadows, Thief 3, or for that matter for Thief 4. There is a reason for that. It's entirely arbitrary and personal. I don't really get anything. I don't find any need. The way the third and fourth games handle goals and level difficulty on hard in the first two games, the level does become just a little bit unique on each of the three difficulty settings. The levels in the first two games are their own thing in a way that wasn't carried over to the third and the fourth game in the same manner. So consequently, I don't see the need for a Let's Replay Thief 3 on hard. The one playthrough I have on expert will suffice for my contribution, and I would never be inspired to do a replay of Thief 2014 in any wise. After I have repeated the procedure for Thief the Metal Age, the next goal for this channel, hopefully, assuming they release it okay, is going to be the remake of System Shock 1. So, between those two projects, that, should keep me decently active on this channel for the next 6 months or so. That having been said, I will see everybody back next time. Laters.